Hi everyone. In this presentation, I want to do an introduction to a book. This book is a digital transformation playbook. This book is published in 2016, and its author is David Rogers. And this book, the Digital Transformation book, it provides a lot of content about digital transformation issue. The author, David Rogers, is a member of the faculty of Columbia Business School. He has delivered a lot of workshops on digital transformation for a lot of companies like Google, Microsoft. He also teach global executives on the digital transformation issue. In his book, he separates the digital transformation into 5 domains. They are first customers, competition, data, innovation, and value. And in this presentation, I will introduce this 5 domains one by one. And through this presentation, we will know why these 5 domains are so important to a company. Okay. The first part I want to discuss is customers, from passive target to dynamic network. In this picture, we can see in the past, the relation between company and their customer is like a one-dimension relation. The company made a lot of products, and they also promote their product to their customers. But in the digital era, the relation between company and their customer is become more complex. The customer, they can try to access the information of a company or their product through a lot of different channels, like Google, like on YouTube. And this customer, they can also exchange their opinion or their review of a product or a company's service. So it's become a lot of more interaction between the company and their customers. It's become a network model. So for a company, they have to rethink of how this customer to they will have 5 domains. The company, they should think of their customers. First, like how their customer to access their product or service. And second, how their customer to understand their products or service value. And third, this company provide customized service to their customer. And fourth, how this customer to share the information of a product or a service to other people. And the fifth, could this company to encourage their customer to join their activities. For example, there is an app called YouVersion. It provides the Bible, the content of Bible on smartphone. And it also have a lot of function. It can let user to like add some bookmarks or highlights or write some notes on the Bible. It also provide a lot of in different language and lot of different version of a Bible to the user. It also can let the user to share the passage they read on Bible, to share it to other people like their family or their friends. And finally, they also encourage the user to get involved in their activity. So we can see this app provides a lot of different value to the user. So this app now it has more than 500 million downloads. That's all I have to say about the customers. Now let's move on to the second part, the competition from product to platform. In the past, let's see an example, like Hilton Hotel. It's a company provide hospitality service. And in the past, who is Hilton Hotels competitors? There are other similar hotel competitors. They all have their own hotels, have their own buildings, have their own properties, and they provide with similar service, with similar price, similar cost. But now, who is the biggest competitor of the Hilton Hotel? It's Airbnb. Airbnb it also provide hospitality service, but it's a platform. It's running with a platform business model, so it's a asset-light business. It don't have to own its own building, its own hotel. It don't have to own its own hotel staff, so it can provide cheaper service. It can provide more choices and possibilities to their customers. It also have less limitations. And now, the market value of Hilton Hotels is near $13 billion. But the market value of Airbnb is about $16 billion. So in the digital era, there are a lot of change in competition. First, in the past, the competition usually happened just in defined industries. But now, in digital era, the competition will happen just across industries. So for all company, their new competitor, they make it look nothing like them. And second, in the past, they will have a clear distinction between the partner and the rivals. But in digital era, the distinction between partner and rival become blurred. So there are some words to describe this. Competitors, like frenemy, and they are no longer just the zero-sum game, because the company they can cooperate with each other and compete with each other at the same time. So they can help to get cooperate together to grow the pie, and not just divide the pie. And third, in the past, in a market, they will may just have few dominant competitors in a market. But now, the winner will take all because of the network effect. Under the platform business model, many people they will just go to the best platform. Not many people will go to the second best platform. So in the network, because of the network effect, often the winner will take all. And you will also have this intermediation. It will also have a huge impact of the environment of competition. So about competition, the company they should not just think about their product, they should think more about what's their role in a value chain, what's their role in a platform. So much about competition. So now let's move on to a third domains, the data, from silos to strategic assets. For example, there's a company called Casino Entertainment. It's a casino. People can gamble in there. And this company, they have a lot of monitor to help them to access the reaction of their customers. So for example, if he loses a lot of money that night in casinos, and the Caesar Entertainment, they will notice this situation. So they may start to try to provide some gift to this customer, like maybe a free ticket, maybe a free meal, maybe a free steak. So this customer, he will feel happy again. So maybe he will come back to his casino later. There are other companies they doing a similar thing. They know how to use the data. For example, like Facebook, they will collect a lot of their user data, so you can provide it to their advertisers. And Google Map, they built a good platform of map, so it can attract a lot of users to use this platform. And this user will also provide more content on this platform. So this platform it can attract more and more users. In this example, we can see the company they can use data to make more better decisions, or they can use data to produce some insights, and they can all use the data become a valuable assets for them. So in this case, we can see the company they should to think how to use the data they collect to help them create more value. That's all I have to say about value. Let's move on to the fourth domain, the innovation, from top-down planning to experimentation. In the past, the company, their traditional innovation cycle is like if they have ideas, they will discuss this idea, they will analyze it, they will have a team decision, they start to design a product, build a product, and finally launch it to the market. It will become a long process. It will cost a lot of money and time. But in the digital era, because of the technology's help, the company they can make this process shorter. They can build a minimum valuable prototypes and just put it on market and see what happens, see the customer's response. So they can test the idea with a cheaper, faster, easier way. If this idea is failed, it's okay. They can fail smart. They can learn from it, and maybe quick give it up, and try a new idea, try a new solution. So they should focus on the problem. They don't need to just focus on one solution because they can try many different solutions. For example, there was a team trying to figure out how to help Indian farmers to negotiate their product's price. The first solution they tried is something like e-commerce, but it didn't work. So they tried the second solution to help the farmer to exchange their production volume of their farming product. But this method didn't work too. So they tried the third solution to help this farmer to exchange the short message of the market price of their agricultural product. And this method worked. The farmer's income rise by 20%. So finally, this solution became an app called Vessel. In this case, we can see with the help of the digital technology, the company they don't need to cost a lot of money and time on one solution. They can just test it on the market and see what happens. That's all I have to say about innovation. Let's move on to the fifth domain, the value, from defending to adapting. Talk about value. The company they should ask themselves, are their services still relevant to their customer? For example, many years ago, there's a company called William Pinball Machines. Their product is a pinball machine. It's like a toy for kids or young adults. But after people invent the video games, not many people will still play the pinball machines. So the William Pinball Machines, they decide to change their product. they start to make similar product, but it's a casino slot machines. It's a toy just provided for the casino. And this new product earn a lot of money for them. So finally, an even bigger competitor, Scientific Games, they bought the William Pinball machine for $1.5 billion. Another example is Marvel. In long time ago, the Marvel is just a company, their product is comic books. It was popular that time, but near after 1990s, the reader of the comic books was decreasing. So Marvel, they start trying to cooperate with the movie producer. They're selling their IP to this movie producer to make movie. And some movies start become successful, popular, but it made a lot of money. But the Marvel, they cannot share too much money from it because they're just selling IP. So they start trying to make movie by themselves. They start a Marvel Studio and try to make a movie by themselves. Their first try is Iron Man. They did make a lot of money from this movie. So in this example, we can see this company, they change their product, but they're still doing what they are really good at. So they're keeping create a new value to their customer. Final is the conclusion. The point of digital transformation is not about technology, it's about strategy. The technology is important, right? The more important is really about the strategy, for leadership, for new ways of thinking. The company, they should rethink of their customer, their relation to their customer, to rethink of their relation to their competitor. What's their role in the whole value chain? What's their role in a platform? And then need to rethink how to use data to help them to create more value. They can think the new method of innovation, just do the experiment rather than the top-down planning. And finally, they need to rethink of the value, how they to create a real value to their customer. And in digital transformation, some company they may success, some company they may fail. Why? One of the key reasons of success in digital transformation is about organizational agility. It's about how a company to relocate their resource, how a company to change what they are measured, and how a company to align the incentives to their employees. It's about how a company, the leader, to lead this employee, make a change. Finally, I want to quote a sentence from this book. The true and ultimate purpose of business should always be about creating value to their customer. I think if a company they can keep this in mind, then the digital era is not a crisis, but an opportunity for companies. That's my presentation. Thank you.